Hello and welcome to another ArcPro tutorial. Today we're going to be going over the align features, which is found under the editing toolbar, under tools, under alignment, and align features. This tool is really nice because, yes, you can do things like reshape, replace geometry, or edit the vertices, but I really like this one because you can do a lot with it over a large area very quickly. So before we dive into this, let's take a look at the tool itself. So the Align Features tool right here identifies inconsistent proportions of the input feature against the target features within a search distance and aligns them with the target features. As you can see here are two examples. We've got the two lines matching up really nice, and then we have the target line yet again, or rather I should say the input line is then being aligned to the polygon. You can do this for polygons, you can do this for lines, and all of it is really nice to do, and it is nice and simple and straightforward. In accordance with the documentation, there is a caution that you are modifying data, so just be aware. And then there is also other information in the documentation as well as Python tutorials and how to use the tool in Python, which does work, but it seems to be, not exactly 100%, but it does get you the majority of the way there, which is really nice because, hey, if you can at least get 90% without having to do each little one by hand, I would say that that is a wonderful win. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. So what we've got is a bunch of parcels that need to be adjusted to the schematic underneath. And as you can see that there's a lot of misalignments and different things going on, and being able to take the alignment tool and just boom, put a whole bunch of this together would be really nice and fast, saving us a whole bunch of time. So let's take a look at what goes on with the tool. So in order to align a feature, the first thing you need to do is select and have an area or lines or points selected that you want to have aligned to your path. Okay, so before you do anything, before you go into the tool, before you draw your alignment path, whatever you're going to do, you need to come in here and you need to select your polygons. So what we're going to do is we're going to align these 5 polygons to this line right here. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and select those right up. Now that you have these selected, when you go ahead and make your alignment path, you want to make sure your alignment path is along your selected, because if it's not, what it's going to do is drag everything over to where it needs to be aligned. So it's important that you stay on your alignment path, or rather choosing your alignment path along your selected features. So in this case, what we're going to do here is we're going to do this line that comes straight down, this really lovely line right here. And first thing we do, I like to go ahead and zoom in. And this is actually one of the border edges of our parcels. So we're going to go ahead and do the border edge here. So you come over here and use your draw the alignment path, and your nice lovely little toolbox shows up, and it seems to always default to the trace. I don't have anything that I want to be tracing on this one because we're going to be making up where the boundary is supposed to be. So one of the things that we have is you can go ahead and do your line, your regular line. Works out great. I like it. For the purposes of this is not survey accurate. We're just trying to get this looking a little bit better than what it is now. So yes, I understand that it's not going to be dead center or dead right on the pin. Ooh, that's fine for the purposes of what the example is for. So for here, what we're going to do is go ahead and make our first point, our first endpoint, and then what I like to do, especially when I'm doing parcels, is I like to try and get it a nice node on every single boundary line coming down. I like to make sure that each boundary line is done. You can, if it is a straight line like this is, you can go ahead and just do one solid straight line going down, but this does create a node or vertex coming right in here, and it just, you know, further down the line for what I do, I have found that this makes it a little bit nicer. So once you're done, you go ahead and finish your line. You could hit F2, I double click, and this creates this nice, beautiful, I guess, water blue line right here, different than the teal. As you can see, it goes ahead and follows across the entire piece. Now, here's the fun part, your method. Fit shapes to path, updates the feature geometry inside the alignment area by adding vertices to the path to the shape. Preserve the shapes outside, fits the shapes and the path to preserve the geometry. We'll go ahead and take a look at these and snap lines to end of path. All right, so we'll go ahead and take a look at these, but let's first take a look at our tolerance of what we're going to do. When you go ahead and do this, when you first get it, your eyes usually join to this method, like what method am I going to use, but you want to make sure you're going to be doing it. Right now, you're not actually capturing anything because it's just a line. It doesn't have a search area to search to say, hey, I want this polygon, or I want this line to be associated with this path. The way you're going to do that is set your tolerance. Your tolerance is actually your search radius here. And right here you can put in, I'm doing it in feet, but you have all of these lovelies right here to choose from. So we can go ahead and I'm going to do a tolerance of 3 feet. And you see this created a buffer. Now, what you want is you want this buffer to be outside of your selected area. Like you want this to be over here. If it's not included inside of the buffer, it's not going to take the alignment. Now, you will have some areas where, yes, it will duck in and duck out, but in the areas that it ducks in and ducks out, only the part that's in is actually going to be snapped. So it's important to, make sure you have everything on your path included. So let's try 6 feet right here. So here at 6 feet, it looks like we're just on the boundary line. And as you can see, this area right here would be included, but down at the other end, it looked like there might not have been some inclusion. Over here, we have some inclusion. So let's go ahead and make that 7 feet, and let's see if we have everything included. I like to make sure that my area is at the bare minimum as it needs to be. So we'll go ahead and do 8. I just like to make sure not only is it in the bare minimum, but I can definitely see my selection on the inside of that buffer with as much room as possible. Now, the first method we're going to go ahead and use is the fit shapes to path. So we're going to keep this part the same for right now, but let's talk about this area. We have our sides. Right now we have the both. It means we're taking both the left and the right side of the buffered area. We could just do the left side, right? And we could just do the right side. Now, if you notice why this is looking like the right is on the left side of the screen, it's because of how you drew the line. This is actually the starting point right here, and it's coming down. So technically, this map should be flipped. Imagine the map flipped 180 degrees. That's why you're looking at it. So this is actually going from a north to south position instead of a south to north view. But as you can see, you could just include one side. So if you have items on the other side that you don't want included in the analysis, you can exclude an entire side of this and preserve those shapes. So you'd never have to worry that you accidentally get it. Now, the other really nice part is right here is you can do a round or square edge. Now, I prefer the round edge because, it comes in here and it clips nice. The square edge is very, definite or defined, and I have a vertex right there. I want to make sure that this vertex is included because I want this to be pulled down to where it needs to be. So we're going to go ahead and change that back to round, but if you have a need for a square, most certainly I encourage you to go ahead and use the square. So we'll keep it at the round, and then let's go ahead, and I have this checked off, allow aligning features without a selection. This is checked off by default. I still like to just select it and do it just to make sure that I'm doing the right ones and that I'm making sure that I'm going very systematically through it. But if you feel comfortable without having a selection and just doing it up, hey, more power to you. So we'll go ahead and hit the align, and let's take a look at what happens here. So let's see, it's going to be going over here, it's aligning the shape. And sometimes this can take a little bit of time, so just be patient with it. All right, now there we go. So now what we've got right here is, as you can see, we've got the ends of our selection. Look at this. Like, look how nice that looks. That's right there. We just modified the front edge of all of these parcels like that. Boom, done. We didn't have to do an individual. We didn't have to do a reshape on all of these. It's all done. Now, I would not suggest doing this on an individual line by line basis. This is definitely much better for a stretch, for sure. If you only have like or what I really like, curves. This is great for curves. But if you're just doing like one line that goes from here to here, you have a vertex, just move the vertex. It's going to be more effort for you to do all of this alignment stuff than just to put the vertex in. So use it over a larger span, and it definitely works really well. So let's go ahead and undo this, and let's go ahead and take a look at what happens when we just do the next one. So preserve shapes outside of the alignment area. So as you can see, we don't have the right alignment path for that. So it's not going to let us do it because we don't have, actually we don't have the alignment path anymore. So let's go ahead and re-add in. For this one, I'm just going to go ahead and do a straight line for us to see. So we have this here, and now that we have our alignment path in, let's go ahead. Again, this may take a couple of seconds to do, but now let's go ahead and look at preserve shapes outside the alignment area. So we'll go ahead and hit the align, and let's go ahead and take a look. As you can see, again, it snapped it right in, but it tried to make sure that where the nodes were. So if you noticed before, there was, this one got brought down because of where it was, but these are all misaligned. It didn't bring it to where a node would have been. It tried to keep it where it was and just kind of drag it down. So let's go ahead and hit the back one more time, and the snap line ends to path. So this one right here, this is probably more suited if you're doing a line rather than a polygon, but we'll go ahead and do it with the polygon anyway. We go ahead and hit align, and again, as you can see, the line gets adjusted to the to right where the ends should be, and it puts it right into place. So again, the alignment tool, really nice tool to have and to utilize. It works really well, and hopefully will help you with getting your work done faster. Thanks very much, and until next time.